Hi, in this video I'm going to cover using the if function and a new variant using the ifs function. The if function is probably something you've seen in previous versions of Excel. It's probably in most versions of Excel. However, the ifs function, the IFS function, is something new. It's in Office 365, and I believe it's also going to come out on Excel 2019. And let's cover the differences. With the if function, you're trying to give one or two results based on an input. So in this example, let's say we had a score, and if this was something that was greater than something, let's try it out. If this particular logical test is greater or equal to 90, then you would get an A. Let's assume that anything less than an A would be called passing, right? And that's what it'll do for you. You have a statement that says, let's try a logical test, and that's the first part. And if it's true, you're going to pass A. If it's false, you're going to pass this thing called passing. Press escape to get out of that. Double click it to fill it down. You can see only one of that is an A. And that's the most simplest part of it. But you'll notice that when you see these if statements and they're trying to represent multiple type of outputs, they get nested. So in this case, what we can say is if that value is greater than or equal to 90, then we'll get an A. And you're going to nest something else in there. If it's false, then you're going to nest another if statement. So if this thing is greater than or equal to 80, then maybe you'll get a B, right? And so on and so on. And you can do another if statement, right? And I'll just speed up this video instead of talking through it. And then I'll explain the if statement later on. Now, the end of our nested if statements will be the final result when all the other inputs, all the other logical tests don't get met. So that's going to be our last one here, and this is going to be F, right? I have to close off the parentheses. You'll notice that as I close off parentheses, it's going to match the color of the one that it's closing off. That one's green, this is purple, that's the red one there, and that's going to be that black one. Press enter, and we go back to the cell, double click the fill handle, and it's going to bring that particular formula all the way down. Now with the ifs function, the beauty of this function is you don't have to write all these nested ifs. What you can do is you can type the ifs, open parentheses, take a look at that logical test. If it's greater than or equal to 90, then A. And now it's going to look at the second logical test. If that is greater than or equal to 80, then B. Right? So you notice here now we don't have to write any more if statements. We just separate everything by a comma. We have the first logical test and the result. Second logical test and the result if it's true. I'll just write out the remaining one and speed up this video now. We can stop here and just put the parentheses to close it, and you'll see something interesting happen when it gets to a value that is under 60, which we'll see here for 45. Press enter, double click to fill that down, and you notice that there's an NA there. And the reason why that shows up there is we didn't have one last statement, one last catch-all statement. And to remedy that, what we can do is just type the word true, and if that happens, then type F. Close parentheses, press enter, double click the fill handle, bring it down, and that is what happens if all the other conditions aren't met. And that's true, you just enter true. That's basically almost like an else statement, and you bring back that catch-all result, which is the F there. So that's the difference between using the if function and the ifs function. So just to reiterate, the if function is a newer function that's available in Office 365, and I believe it will probably be coming in Excel 2019. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.